He thinks it's gross to rub his butt with a piece of paper that doesn't really do anything. Oh my god. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to something a little bit different. I'm gonna do some reacting to some Reddit stuff. Starting with, am I the... I'm not sure I'm allowed to say that without getting in trouble from YouTube. That one. Doing that one. Start off with this one. Am I the bum? Am I the bum for selling the house my brother and his family live in? On face value, I would say a little bit, but let's get in and see what happens. Short and simple. A few years ago, my brother needed help. I let him move into one of my rental properties. We did it all legal, lease agreement and everything, because I was renting to him at break-even point where he agreed that he was responsible for all of the maintenance of the house and yard. He has 4 kids, and the hot water tank isn't enough for his family, and he wants a new one. I told him to go ahead. He then proceeded to take the cost of the hot water tank and installation of that off the month's rent. I reminded him of our agreement, and he said he wasn't making improvements to my property for free. I said that the old hot water tank was fine, and he made the decision to replace it. Big argument, and I didn't want to fight, so I said that he was not allowed to make any further changes to the house without my explicit agreement, so he stopped doing maintenance as a protest. The house itself is not pretty, but it is solid. It is old, and the wiring in it was not meant for all the modern electronics we have. He wanted to add a new breaker box and run more outlets. I said no thanks, I cannot afford that since I'm not making any money on the house. He started getting bitchy about it, and the rent started getting paid late. Tried talking to him, but he said that he had to buy some stuff for the house and he was low on cash, so I sold the house. Every time a house sells in the neighborhood, it is snapped up by developers, turned into multifamily units. I know a lot of the developers, and I didn't even need to list the house to have it sold in less than a week. My brother found out when he was served with an eviction notice. He called me to ask, what the hell? So I told him that the house was causing me headaches and I had an opportunity to make some money, and I took it. He said I should have offered him a chance to buy it. I said that he was having trouble making rent. How was he going to qualify for a mortgage? He said I'm a butt, and that he has the money. He was waiting to make me an offer. I asked him if he had money, why was he late on his rent? He started bad-mouthing me to our family. You know what? It sounds like this person was just being taken advantage of. So I'm not necessarily going to say that they were the butt in this situation. I think definitely this brother was trying to take advantage of the opportunity that had been given, sort of like the give him an inch and they'll take a mile kind of attitude. They may be a little ungrateful for the help and like essentially the home that had been given to him, rather than sort of working to just better his situation. And then, yeah, I think that letting things slide out of protest is a little bit wrong. But, yeah, I would say no. I'd say no, you're not the butt in this situation. I mean, dry wedding, serving only water for drinks. Throwaway, so what does it? Okay, so basically my husband and I are getting married later this year. Each of our sides of the family are fairly big, be around 100 to 150 people total. My husband and I are paying for all this ourselves, as well as my grandma, who says she doesn't care one way or the other on this issue. She just loves weddings. My fiance and I don't drink. Nothing against people who do, it's just not for us. We don't want to. On top of that, we only really drink water. Fair enough. We rarely, if ever, drink soda, so most of the time it's only water with the occasional juice and milk. We don't even drink coffee. I didn't think this would be a problem. It's only water. I mean, don't most people drink water every day anyway? Should we pay the extra to have soda to make the family happy? I think it's your wedding. It's your wedding, and that's, yeah, it's up to you. If you don't want to have soda, I mean, I don't drink soft drink, soda. Call it soft drink in Australia, by the way. Yeah. But, like, why should you have to? I don't drink alcohol either. Occasionally I have milk and water. That's about it. So, yeah, I mean, I would only be drinking water at my own wedding too, most likely. So, yeah, no, absolutely not the butt. People just, if they need to have soda, if they need to have sugar to have a good time, then that's on them. They should just bring their own. Like, maybe just make it BYO. Otherwise, this is just silly. Just silly. Alright, I'm going to try and find a little spicy one for the last one for this video. And then we'll see how we go. Ooh, here we go. Okay. Am I the butt for criticizing my roommate's grooming habits harshly? Okay. Hey all, 26 male, currently live in a rented apartment with my roommate, 24 male. Recently, we've been running into some issues because of his grooming. I occasionally noticed a funk coming off him, and a few times it got bad enough to ask him to take a shower because it was distracting me and grossing me out. He apologized and said he had a lessened sense of smell, which made him less likely to realize he needed a shower. It sounded kind of BS to me, but he showered and I didn't think anything of it. Our apartment has 2 full bathrooms in the hallway, and I ordered a bidet for mine. The other day I was installing it, and he happened upon me doing so. He asked what it was for, and I explained. He chuckled and said, "You gay guys are something else." I laughed and said, "It's less invasive than toilet paper and more effective." He laughed and said, "Yeah, but I don't use that either." Oh boy. Oh boy. Something clicked in my head and I asked him for clarification. Apparently he never wipes. He says he thinks it's gross to rub his butt with a piece of paper that doesn't really do anything. Oh my god. He said he thinks it's gross to rub his butt with a piece of paper that doesn't really do anything. Oh my god. He said, "No straight guy does. That's not a big deal." I asked what he does if he eats Taco Bell or something, and he just said he just takes a shower. I asked what if he's in a public bathroom. He says he waits until he gets home. I then asked if he washes his butt in the shower. He said that the soap from his back drips down and takes care of it. At this point I was basically gagging. Yeah, me too. Me too, man. Me too. And told him he can't sit on any of the furniture I pay for, which is most of it, until he wipes and washes his crusty butt. He got mad and says, "The only reason I care is because I get effed in mine." Got mad and says, "The only reason I care is because I get effed in mine," to which I responded that I'm a top. He got pissy and left after this, and I haven't seen him since. I called his girlfriend to ask if she has heard from him. She said he came over, explained the situation, she got grossed out, and he left her place. I feel kind of bad for not viewing this as a he doesn't know the right way situation rather than more antagonistic turn it took. Am I the butt? No, he absolutely is. He is the disgusting butt. He is the disgusting, crusty butt that just needs, who did not teach him to wipe his butt. That is disgusting. That is... Yeah, no, I'd be exactly the same way if I had found that out. Thankfully, my housemate and I, we both definitely wipe our butts because we go through plenty of toilet paper. I've recently had a bit of gastro and I had an entire pyramid of old toilet rolls just stacked up, and about a week later or 2 weeks later or something, a mate came over and he's like, "Bro, what's with the pyramid? Like, what's with all these toilet rolls?" I'm like, man, I was sick. But at least, everyone knows toilet paper's getting used. That's something else. That's disgusting. Oh boy, I thought this was going to be like they don't shower often enough or something, because look, I'm guilty. Sometimes I won't have a shower for over 24 hours if it's I have one in the morning and then I have one the afternoon the next day. But this bruh, just wipe your ass.